Hello my fellow mayors and welcome once again to perafilozof City Skylines videos. In this one I'll be continuing to build up the city in which I plan to reach 1 million population on the hard mode. You can see here on the right from the previous episodes you probably know that I filled up this area and then I made a design for this area which I chose to be rather more simple than before. There isn't this highway in the middle. This is just one huge square where I will be filling up with zones, and the off-ramps are gonna be like this. This highway, the inside highway, leads an off-ramp that goes straight all the way to the other side to the highway itself that it went from. But since the highway goes in a single direction, it's kind of a trip around the city, while you can get off and on of this highway wherever you want onto the highway that actually takes the sims out of the map through here. Now this does seem to be working rather nicely. My population is actually lower than the previous video by around 10,000 because I have had a huge number of sims dying for a very long time now. As you can see at the moment I have 1,500, 1,400 deceased per week, and you can see here in the statistics that my population has been going down for a while now. It is just the normal side effect of moving in so many sims at the same time. There's not much that can be done about it. I just have to wait for the old folks to die and then more sims to move in. You can see that I have actually a medium demand for residential, as I only have unemployment at 3% while I have jobs available at 30,000 plus compared to the people employed. That is why I have such a huge residential demand, and I'm about to fill it because I've almost finished up this area completely. There are some double lines of offices because here there is far more room than there is over here because of how these highways match these hills and then create a little bit of more room over here than up there. I can't really force the game to give me exactly straight lines because there are so many hills and valleys, so I just have to follow what the game gives me. In here I've almost finished filling up the commercial sectors and the industry. The industry is taking a while to develop because of course there aren't enough workers, so I have to address that. As the design goes like this, these roads get connected up here to these. This one goes down at 180 degrees, and I'm not really gonna mess it up, just gonna follow these zones that the game gives me. So this goes all the way up here so that I can make a new area out of it, add some more residential, and then as I get more workers I'll be able to add more of the other zones as well. So the first few zones are gonna be empty because over here I would have more commercial, then another 4x4 commercial would go here. I can even mark that out, so the commercial would be up to here, the 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the offices, so the actual residential zone goes like this. That's the number 1. Now because I want them to build buildings 4x4, I'm not going to build the next zone here, but rather leave these 4 spaces empty and then build the zone here. Like so. Now I am going to need parks. You can see that I've used only these square small parks because they fit this design rather nicely. So because I have a park here, the next one will go and its influence will overlap with this one till about here. I just need to see this be equal zone, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually I can use it from here because it's already marked up, so just below that tree and above that tree. So to be here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I place it here, these zones intersect rather nicely. There are 4 zones here left, so this is the new residential zone, and you can see they're already building up. The stations for the buses are already set up, and this whole area has a big bus line. Now I do need to create an additional bus line that's going to connect this area, and this area. I'm going to mark it off from here. Then I will move this stop to coincide with this one so that there aren't any additional stops. And because this goes now on to this side, it will go here, in here, and then there aren't any stops here, but I will make a new one here. it will go up to... Oh, I see this hasn't been connected, so I need this connection here to get the buses to go through here. Now, where did I leave you off? Here. Let's see. So the stop would be in here, in this part of the city. Did that connect nicely? Or did I pull the wrong one? I believe I actually pulled the wrong one. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that one. Okay, I'll just start over. Very annoying, but... there it is. So, like I was trying to do, I started about here. Okay, let's try about here. Went to the right here, went here, and then I go into this part of the city. And then add some stops onto it. So about here, let's say all the way here, and then I come back using the stops of the already set up line in this part of the city. I go into this one. Let's just see where would this go through here. So the stop would be here, and then it goes down through here, goes through here, and ends up being in here. I'll color it, for example, green. And now I have a bus line that's connecting this part of the city with this one and with this one. So they can use that one to cross in between. The metro is already set up here. You can see that there's already a green local line. I should add a new line that would connect this area with this one. So start over from here, go here, over here, and this one, and end it in here. Let's color it yellow, for example. There we go. So that's all set up. The new residential area actually does not have power because it did not create any areas close to the areas where there is already power. Let's see if we can fix that. I'll put this one here, and when it goes up, it should connect these two areas with power. Okay, how about over here? Everything seems in order. Built as far as it could before it ran out of workers. Now, this one should build up rather quickly. At least I hope so. And as for the new parks, I believe I went like 1, 2, 3 of these blocks. So 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then the next goes about here. The next park. Come on, build that thing already. For some reason it's taking forever to build a commercial building there. Now I also need more services because over here I just have one fire station, so I will need a new one over here. But I also need a new highway ramp to go through here, and I think I actually will need to move the parks by 2 squares because this is where I want that highway ramp to go through. Because here I'm going to have the offices, and then these 2 spaces are going to be used by the highway ramp. So the ramp would go all the way from here, but I'm not even close to that area yet. Let's see, over here would be getting there, and then hitting a pillar on this to go side. Up. And then down in order to make this happen. Interesting. The additional thing that I did was to add the medical center. It does cost 20,000 if I'm using the 115 budget for my healthcare because I have so many dead people to move. You see 2,000 deceased at the moment. So in the default state it costs 18,000 per week. Now by turning off all of my clinics I pretty much saved exactly the same amount, maybe a little bit less or more, but as the city expands I would have had to add even more clinics, and then they would be costing far more than just one medical center. The additional plus side on building the medical center was that, if I can just find it, All of my buildings that weren't at level 3 in the residential, commercial or industrial areas are at level 3, and even almost all of the offices are at level 3, just a few at level 2. I think some that are very far from the influence of transportation or something like that are the ones that are staying at level 2. Now that I mentioned transportation, I continuously had a problem with trains. They were getting stuck on my rail lines and making it impossible for trains to be used on both sides. So what I ended up having to do was to turn off these two cargo stations in order to make that problem go away, but in order to make sure that I have enough trains, I increased the budget from 50 to 70% so that there would be more trains and enough goods would be traveling through the railway line, and I would have enough goods imported. Now I do have a lot of import of goods because not enough industry has developed here to make sure that all of my commercial buildings have enough goods. Well, while I wait for that industry to get built up, I am actually going to use the industrial space planning on a few areas in order to fix that problem where I am importing goods instead of exporting. And I see an additional thing that I should do. This area should now not have the tax relief for high density, but the tax raise. While the new area, which now has power because this commercial building has finished building up, now this new area is going to have the tax relief so that these teams will be able to move into cheaper homes. Just fix this up. We go with big business benefactor, tax relief for high density, and pet ban to reduce the amount of garbage they produce. An additional park should go here. 1, 2, 3. So this is the fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2 for the highway ramp. Nope, that doesn't seem to match. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I went a little bit too far. Well, for the moment, I'll just place it like this, and then I'll see where exactly it's gonna go, depending on where the ramp goes. For the ramp itself, I need to first finish placing all these streets here. So there we go, I finished placing all the streets, so now I can get that highway ramp to go through here. Now, it's easier to actually start up from here, because I already have these buildings here, and I can see where it would go. If this were to be the office 4x4, then the ramp would be going through here like this. Now I need to find the 90-degree angle at about here, and then they go from here onto the highway from here, and then I just go into this direction at 90 degrees. But for some reason I seem to have 3 zones here and not 4. Oh, because of course the problem with placing a ramp is that it finds its way to destroy every zone built before, because the streets seem to want to change whenever you place a ramp onto them. So what I need to do is place the ramp, switch the way it is turning, because it should go from here into here, and this is gonna be a problem again. Maybe not, if this works. Okay, excellent. So now I just go through here and then use the right click to turn this around. There we go. Now all the ramps lead from this side onto this side. Now the streets are messed up, which means that I have to bulldoze them and rebuild them in order to get the perfect spaces and the perfect squares for zoning. It is a wasted money, but it just has to be done in order for this to work out. Now that that's done, as I was trying to say, was that I need a new fire station about here. That is why I actually had to build those ramps so that I would know exactly where a fire station would go. I think I can actually push it all the way up here and it's gonna be fine. Now, in order to get some power to it, let's see. The zones seem to be a little bit messed up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is a 4, and here there should be 4 spaces, so that should actually be okay. Need to bring back the residential zones, so those go all the way here. Interesting. And these go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there does seem to be a discrepancy on exactly where these zones go through and where these buildings are built. Now that I've placed the ramp, and it has screwed up a few of these zones, not too many, but a few, no doubt. So in order to get the power there without the power lines, I can place the office here. After the office it would be one commercial, another commercial, and then industry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the industry would go here. Yep, and then some more commercial that will go here. So as soon as these buildings get built, I'll be able to get power over there. Now, because there's so much industrial already zoned here, that the industry probably won't get built, so I need to dezone some of these if I want them to actually be building there and not in here. That should take care of most of them, although there's still a lot more. Alright, and now hopefully they'll build it and that thing will get the power. Now the parks I can move, actually this one is already where it should be, this one should go a little bit down, and this one also a little bit down. Now as for the metro should go where there is noise pollution. Noise pollution is where there is commercial and industry, and you can see here this is where it would be. So it would go from here into about this zone here, like so. Let me just pull this line over here so that I know where it would be. So from here into right there. There we go. That's where the metro is going to be, and it's going to be connected to this one over here, and the green line is now going to have an extension over here. That's it for the metro, and I need to do the same for the buses. They need to be expanded down over here into these streets. There we go. Now the bus line is extended all the way. The problem is that they seem to take a turn here in the middle, and they are taking up a lot of space for the traffic. Now all these buildings are built, I can make the zone that goes in the middle. Now I can see that there is a problem here, that these zones aren't set up as they should be. There is a discrepancy in these zones, probably because of how this one over here is set up. Well, not much that I can do about that. I guess I could totally rebuild them and expand here instead of some of the offices, or down here instead of some of the commercial, but I'm not sure how would that work out. So if the commercial would be here and the next commercial would be here, they're already shortened by a lot. So no, I think I'm just gonna leave it as it is and expand, because if there are fewer homes, there are fewer commercial buildings as well, there are fewer offices, so it's gonna actually match up. Now I could add some more commercial, as I do seem to have a demand. So I could just follow this line here. If you go here, if you go here, and if you go here. It's a good question of just how many goods am I going to have for this. I should check on the goods situation right about now. Let's see, I'm still importing goods. Well, that means that I shouldn't be building any more offices, but rather I'll let them build more industrial buildings, like they have already built here. And once they get the necessary workers at the necessary level of education, they should be able to start building goods for me. Need to put back the zones that I took out when I was trying to get them to get the power over here to the fire station. And now that I mentioned the fire station, I should just also take a look at the police station situation. There seems to be excellent coverage. I could just build a new one over here, so that's great. And the new park would go about here. 1, 2, 3, and then park. Excellent. As for the homes, I've now dropped down from medium to low demand for residential. So I'm just gonna build this line of residential here and then wait for them to build those and build one over here, and also wait for them to build those and then fill the one in the middle. Well, I'm now at 354,000 with 2,600 people moving in per week. I'm still at a high death rate, 2,500, and I probably have some skulls around the city, not too many. Why am I missing water? Oh, I actually need to build another pumping station. Must have been all the extra buildings that ended up using up all my water. So the consumption is 4,130 cubic meters of water per week, and the capacity is 4,200,000. That should do the trick for now, but I do need to increase the drainage capacity. That should take care of it as well. The buses are set up, the metros can be expanded as the city grows, so the next metro would go here, connected with this one over here, and then the line also extended to it. And the next would be about here, but I don't have to build it yet. So that would be the metros, the buses, the garbage situation. Production 1,900,000 and capacity 1,800,000. So I will turn on one of the additional ones to here. It's gonna create some pollution, but I did push my residential away from the actual pollution. How's the industry? It is developing, so I can add some more zones over here. The small 4 square ones in here. And then up there I'll be adding more industrial zones to go through here like this on both sides. And that should finally mean that I will have enough goods for my commercial buildings. You can see that the amount of importing goods the amount of goods that are imported has already gone down. I can still move in more sims, which is excellent news. So I can extend these lines of residential all the way to here. We'll probably need new parks as well, so 1, 2, 3 areas empty. No, that would be 4, so this would be 3. And an additional park would go here. Now, how are the parks going to get power? Well, they seem to be able to get the power from the residential, so once the residential get there, they will have power. How's the demand? The commercial buildings have built up, so I can build those small ones here on these 2x2 squares. And there we go, and here as well, and here, 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 and here, and here. I can build the big ones in here. The industry seems to be developing well enough. It should manage to have enough goods for all of my commercial buildings soon enough. Yep, they're building up here as well, which is excellent. The only thing that I might have forgotten is to add more crematoriums. Now, I'm not sure where, I guess over here like this. and then the next one would be here, but wouldn't have any power at the moment, so I won't even place it there. Yep, I think that would be everything. You now see how I'm going to expand and how this expansion is gonna, whoops, look like. It's already building up rather nicely. So what's the population at the end of this video? 365,000 with 2,500 sims moving in per week. So this will raise the population quite nicely. Thank you all for watching, and please stay tuned for more.